All right, you guys. Hi, welcome. So there was a little bit of technical difficulties, but that's okay. We're here. We're rolling with it. So we're starting a little bit later than we expected. I do ask your patience and forgiveness. Technical stuff is not my biggest thing, but that's okay because we're here now, right? So let's get started. To your right is a box that says questions. Hi. Okay. To your right, it says questions, and it is going to talk. I will be able to answer any specific questions that you have. Oh, wait. It went away. Wait a second. Let's go back to it. We want to make sure that you can ask your questions, okay? So if you have a question, you are going to go ahead, and to your right, there's a question box. Record your questions. Excuse me. We're just going to go ahead and get started. I'm going to set my timer because I really want you to be completely present during this call or during this time. So we're going to keep it to a short 60 minutes, and I am going to do my best to give you the most valuable information during those 60 minutes. I'm going to share a little bit about my story with you, how I got here to be talking to you about health, how really this healthy journey has impacted my life in amazing ways, but not just my life, but the life of my children, the life of my husband, the life of my family around me, as well as my clients and the hundreds, if not thousands of women that I've impacted with my message from just my journey. And so I hope today that you will get some kind of hope and encouragement to really just go out there and live your truth. Excuse me. Live your truth and understand that this journey is really about becoming who you are meant to be. And we're going to go into those details. But for now, I want to just go ahead and get started. I'm going to share my screen with you so that you can see my slides. Okay. All right. I don't know what you can see. I don't know if you can see that whole thing or not, but okay, anyhow, let's just get started. So simple steps to detox is what we're going to be talking about, right? Simple steps to detox for busy women. So most of you on this call are busy, right? So you may be watching this live, or you may be watching this at a later time when maybe it's 12 o'clock at night, like sometimes that I do because I don't have a lot of time during the day. Maybe it is while the kids are running around outside. Maybe it is when, I'm guessing it's probably late at night. I'm just going to go there because most of the time, the busy women that I know, that's when they have their quiet time, right? Is when everybody's gone to bed and they have a moment to themselves. So I do hope that you will take this time to learn and show up for yourself about how you can really just feel better, right? So first, though, let's just go ahead and get started with the, disclaimer. All right, so let's start with fun stuff. So the disclaimer is these statements have not been evaluated by the Food and Drug Administration. These products and webinar are not intended to treat, cure, prevent any disease or illness. I am not a doctor, nurse, physician, or dietitian. Always check with your doctor before starting a cleanse or new nutrition and exercise program. The views expressed in this webinar are not those of doTERRA's and are solely mine. So with that said, I'm really excited to be sharing my story with you, my passion with you of how my life has improved through this health journey, through this health and wellness journey that I'm on. So what I would like for you to do right now is I would like for you to go into a quiet place and really prepare yourself to be present. I find that with my clients, I find that with myself, we tend to be multitasking most of the time. And that's awesome, right? It makes us who we are and be able to get so many things done in a short period of time. But during this call, I really want you to center in on yourself and what it is that you need in your life. And in order to really hear that, and really in order to receive those inspirations, to receive those promptings, you really should be in a place where you're prepared and ready to experience these things, right? So you're open and you're willing to learn. So in that quiet place, I want you to have a pen and a piece of paper. I'm sorry if you're getting all of this. Please forgive me. So I want you to have a pen and a piece of paper, and I want you prepared to take notes. I have found that in my journey of wellness, my notes have been extremely valuable, right? Just like before and after pictures, which I'm going to get to here in just a moment. My before and after pictures are a way that I can look back and see how far I've come, right? So as I begin to make a new goal for myself and start a new journey for myself, I gain strength from my journaling, from my notes, from my pictures, because I can see that, wow, look how far I've come. Or if you're like me, if I don't write things down, it just doesn't happen, right? My life is so busy that if I don't write it down, I'm going to forget. I mean, I just will. So a lot of times I'll even set a reminder on my phone, right? So the little things like reminder, go work out, right? Go spend 15 minutes of quiet time in prayer and meditation and journaling. Those are the things that I set in my phone, because if I don't, it will not happen. And I've been looking at ways of how I can help support you busy moms in my weekly newsletters. And so I will be sharing more tips on how to be more productive and how to stay on task when we are so busy, right? Because as mommies, what happens? What do? We put everybody else first, and then we come back to ourselves. So anyway, moving back on along, excuse me. You're going to be taking notes, and you're going to write down any thoughts that come up for you during this webinar. So when I'm working with my clients, what I've noticed is that when we touch on something that truly resonates with them, the body responds. So whether it's tears, whether it's a deep breath, whether it's a feeling in your stomach, whether it's a warming in your heart, tingles. I have to say, though, a lot of times it's tears, because as women, we know how important it is to take care of ourselves, but at the same time, it's a battle, right? Because we feel guilty sometimes when we choose ourselves over those we love, right? Because that's what we do as women. We love and we serve and we nurture and we care for those around us. But I'm going to invite you, I'm so sorry, excuse me. But I'm going to invite you during this time together to really change the way that you view that. And rather than looking at it like you're in a selfish place taking care of yourself, you're truly in a place that's empowering you to take care of those around you more fully, right? So like I look at my story. Let's go ahead and move forward, right? So I can share with you a little bit about that. So if you see the because I can't tell you the number of events that I would not go to, that my husband would want to go to early on, and I wouldn't go because I was embarrassed about how I looked. I would see these women that were just so beautiful and confident, and I thought, there is no way. I was too insecure to be able to attend those things. Now fast forward on the right, I released 70 pounds of unwanted fat. I've gotten off antidepressant medications that I was on for 10 to 12 years. I have balanced, brightened. I've balanced and brightened those ever-changing moods, and I've gained a passion for life and helping others do the same. And I think that is the funnest part, right? It's not necessarily what happened on the outside, because that's all fine and dandy, but what's more important is what's going on inside. Who am I inside? Who am I now impacting? Who am I now being able to share these gifts that I've been given with more people, right? I view my journey as something not to be kept to myself, but so that I could improve the lives of others, so that I can help my children understand the value of health, that I can support my husband who works graveyard and works crazy hours and has a high stressful job. I can support him now in a way that I couldn't do so before. Now I can go to events and feel confident and have a better relationship with so many more people, including friends, because I don't have the same insecurities that I did. And sure, they show up and they rear their ugly head, but now I know how to manage them in a way that I didn't know how to before. So as we're talking, I want you just to really understand that I've been there. I'm not talking to you who's somebody who has no idea what you're going through. And maybe there are some things that I don't. My story is not exactly the same as yours. But again, I ask you that as we're going through this webinar, that you write down those things that resonate with you, okay? So please, I would love for you to, when this is through, or even just as we're going, type out your responses and some of those things that are resonating with you. Okay. So I wasn't always this way, right? So sure, I lost the weight, and I got off my medications and balanced and brightened my moods. Right? I balanced and brightened my moods. I gained confidence. And in my opinion, I saved my marriage from failing, all while creating the life and career of my dreams. And why does this matter? Why does it matter that I made these changes? It matters because, here, I'm going to go back to where you can see me just for a moment here. Okay, hi again. Why does it matter that I made these changes and how it's affected my life? Is because I'm not stuck in that old mindset that I can't do something, right? So it's been said to me that the way that you do one thing is the way that you do everything. And when I was stuck in that place, I didn't have the confidence to change a career that I was unhappy in, that was sucking the life out of me, because I would be running 12 hours a day, right? Going to see different doctor's offices. I would just be completely stressed out. I was worried about my children at home. I was feeling even more bad about myself because I wasn't there with them. And so it was just this ugly, ugly cycle. And through my journey, I have just really been able to step into my power as a woman and really understand that I can make a change, right? I can't is not a word in my vocabulary, because we all can. We have the tools. We just have to find a way to accomplish those things, right? We don't have to stay stuck. This world, we have so many opportunities that we really don't have to be stuck. And so I just encourage you, don't get in that mindset, right? That I can't do something. It's, that's all fine and dandy for you, but I can't. And that's just stinking thinking, as I've heard some people say, right? Where that doesn't empower you. It doesn't help you to move forward. If that's where you're at, that's okay. And your journey just isn't ready to progress. Now, if you are ready to progress, then let's go. I'll work with you. We'll mentor. We'll do this thing, right? So I'm going to go back to our screen sharing here. Sorry. So we can keep moving forward. Okay. And we're going to talk a little bit more about, okay, so I wasn't always this way, right? So I was stuck, I was unhappy, and I would use food to numb the emotional pain that I felt inside, right? My inability to control my emotions, the isolation that I created because I was ashamed. And notice I said I created. I want you to understand that, right? This is not something, we are not victims of our lives. We tend to create our situations, right? If you're always looking for the negative in things, guess what you're always going to see. But when you're looking for the positive, guess what you're going to see? You're going to see the positive. When you look in the mirror, if you decide to see your flaws first, of course, that's all you're going to see, and you're going to be beating yourself up. But if you choose to see the things that you love about yourself, how much more empowering and how much more uplifting is that, okay? And we will get to detox. I promise you all, we will get to detox. But all of this plays a part in why you want to detox, okay? So going back to using food, right? So I used food to comfort me. And then I created the isolation, and it was just an ugly, ugly cycle. And then I really began to not like to be around people, right? Or not even to like people. I didn't like myself. How could I like others, right? I was a mom. I loved my children, but I wasn't necessarily always present, right? I would snap at them for something and then feel bad about that, or so on and so forth. And then I told you I would isolate myself, and I would not go to company functions or go to my husband's functions at work or go out with some of my friends. Because why? Because I felt terrible. I felt so insecure. And I was really just in a really dark place. And so then when I would go out, I would turn to alcohol to help me be confident, right? I don't know if you've all done that, but that was something that I did. I would use alcohol to relax me so that I didn't feel so insecure when I was in those situations. And then that would just lead to a whole nother side of things that we're not going to touch on. But I encourage you to send me an email if this is something you'd like to talk about. I was really in a dark place. I was successful at work, but that success came with a price. And that price was being away from my children, spending a lot of hours on the road, which I really, really didn't like. If you've ever driven the 91 here in Southern California, you know what I'm talking about. it's horrible, right? Just being in that traffic. And it would take me many, many hours to get home. It would take me many, many hours to go where I was going. And it contributed to already the bad feelings that I had going on about myself. And that just gave me more fuel to talk poorly about myself, because what kind of mom was I that I wasn't home with my children? What kind of wife was I that I wasn't home with my husband? What kind of wife was I that I couldn't keep the house clean, or that all of these little things? And I'm not saying that that's you, but that's my story. These are the things that I went through before my health journey, okay? But those things are what made me decide that I was going to make a change. So I enrolled in the Institute for Integrative Nutrition, and I learned the truth about what it means to live a healthy and happy life. And there was a bonus there, and that's where I found doTERRA. If you've been following me, you know I love my doTERRA essential oils. There is nothing like them on the market. And I started using oils that I picked up from the grocery store, and then through IIN, I was able to, I had a friend that shared the oils with me, and they impacted my life so much. And now I am proof that we can really have it all, right? You've seen that. My friend Christine, she's got a profile picture right now, and she's got Superwoman, right? Rock on Superwoman. I used to wear those Superwoman pajamas when I was a kid and loved her, right? And I still love her. But now, guess what? I feel like I'm super mom, right? Just like you, right? You guys are super moms. My guess is that you take care of your family, that you nurture them and you love them and you do fun things with them and you have a career that you support them. Maybe you're a stay-at-home mom and you spend your days teaching and loving and caring for them, right? So we all are super moms. And I love that about us. I love being around moms that love their children, right? That really wholeheartedly love their children, love to be around them, love to teach them. That's who I am, and that's what I enjoy that's who I enjoy surrounding myself with. So just a little bit about me, my background. I'm a certified holistic health coach who specializes in teaching busy women how to finally release the weight, increase their energy, and balance and brighten their ever-changing moods. Why? So that they can love themselves and the life they live. I remind you that it's not about the weight. It's not about anything more than truly loving yourself and the life you live, right? That's my mission right there, right? To help women be empowered to love themselves and the life they live, okay? I also empower and coach moms to have a heart-centered business. It allows them to be home with their children, improve their health, increase their joy, and improve their finances. Remember when I told you I was on the road all those hours and how hard that was on me, how hard it was on my children? I made it my mission to never have to do that again. And I want to help you not have to do that again. And then also, on top of those lovely things that I get to do, I am a homeschool mommy of 4. So for those of you that don't know, I have a 20-year-old daughter who's gone on to pursue her dreams. We graduated her from homeschooling. She's now a professional model. And then I have 3 more kiddos at home. I have 1 boy who's 11, and then 2 little girls, 9 and 8. And I get to spend my day educating them, teaching them to love knowledge, to love education. And it's just truly rewarding. And I want to teach you how to do those things in your own family. So there you go. So now you have it. You know me. So let's get to the juicy stuff, right? So I want you now we're going to do a breathing exercise, because I want you to center down into yourself, right? Into your inner knowing. your inner peace, your inner place that knows, right? Some call it our intuition. Some call it our Holy Spirit, right? Our Holy Ghost within us. Some call it our unconscious, right? Our unconscious mind. And what I want you to do is I really just want you to trust what comes up for you in these next few minutes, okay? Because we do a good job of pushing those thoughts away. But what I want you to do is I want you to slow down. I want you to listen, and I want you to trust what comes up for you, okay? So the very first thing I want you to do is if you already are a client of mine and have essential oils in your presence, doTERRA essential oils preferably, Balance is a really good blending, grounding blend, and really can help you just center in and be present in the now, right? Right now, what's going on. So I want you to get out that balance oil, and I want you to put it on your temples, and I want you to put it behind your ears, put some in your hand, and just take a deep breath and inhale them, right? And as you're doing that, I'm also doing that because I want to be fully present with you and help you through this process, right? So now I want you to close your eyes, and I want you to take 3 deep breaths, right? So we're going to inhale now. Inhale through your nose, preferably inhaling your oil, and then exhale out through your mouth. Okay, we're going to do that 2 more times. Inhale through your nose. Exhale out your mouth. And then 1 more time. Right? Exhale through your mouth. Okay? Now I'm going to have you ask yourself these few questions, and I want you to write down the answers that come up for you. Okay? Maybe at first you want to keep your eyes closed so you can listen, and you can not listen so much to me as much as what internally your answers that come up for you, okay? So what is your number 1 challenge that you are facing? Is it your health? Is it your wellness? Is it your emotions? Is it finances? Is it relationships? What is your number 1 challenge that you are facing? What led you to be on the call today? What interests you most about the detox? Then I want you to ask yourself, how long has this been an issue? How has it or is it impacting your life? Excuse me. All right. So what I find is that we tend to see that when in one area of our life is out of balance, it affects the other areas. For example, when I was trying to release the weight, I spent a lot of money on things that I was looking for the quick way out. I spent a lot of money on that. And what would happen, I might lose a little bit of weight, but I would just put it right back on. And so that was one thing. The other thing was my relationship suffered. I was so insecure that I couldn't fully be present with those that loved me, right? I couldn't fully accept the love that they had for me because I was struggling with my own love for myself, right? And career, right? My job was just draining me. So maybe that's what added the weight, right? So maybe, I don't know. We have to figure those things out as we go so that I don't know, I don't know what that is for you. And that's what this exercise is really guiding you to find out for yourself, right? So What are the other areas that you would like to see positive change? Is it your finances? Is it your health? Is it your home? Is it your relationships? So write those things down. And I'm going to give you a couple minutes to do that. Okay. And if you need to, you can pause this and come back to it, right? Because this right here, these questions are really going to be your anchor as you start this journey, right? This is your why. This is why you're going to follow through on the things that maybe something comes up. Things always come up, right? If you've been on any kind of health journey before, as you get going, something will always come up that tries to pull you back, right? Because we want to be safe, right? And change is sometimes scary, but it doesn't necessarily mean that we're safe there, right? But this is the thing, this is the story that we tell ourselves that keep us stuck. So write those things down. Clarity brings action. So write that down. Clarity brings action, right? When you know what you want, you know then what you need to work on. You can create the action steps on how to do so, right? It scared me to death to do this webinar, to be on camera, to be so open with you, okay? But I know what I want in my life. And what I want in my life is to impact women to lead, to love themselves. Because when they love themselves, they love others more fully. And they are meant, my belief is that we are all meant here to, we are all here today to do great things. And those great things often involve serving others. So we have to be able to get out there and serve others. But we have to be able to take care of ourselves and love what we have within us to be able to do those things. Okay, so now that you know what you want to work on, let's get started on the how-to. So today, excuse me, goodness, I have a little tickle today. So today we're going to focus on detox. We're going to focus on why we're going to detox, how, because there's a lot of people out there saying, come detox with me, come lose weight with me, doing all these things. However, if you don't do them the right way, you just end up back in that weight roller coaster, right? That dieting roller coaster. And we don't want you to be there, because each time you get on and you get off and you get back on, you get off, you get back on, you get off, you feel like you're failing, and you're not failing. It's just part of the journey. But I don't want you to feel like you're failing. So let's figure out what really works, and let's do this thing together, okay? So ask yourself this question. Are you ready for your weight to release with ease, to balance and brighten your moods, to have more energy, to keep up with your busy life? Are you ready to have more confidence and joy? If you're ready and you say yes, then here we go. Why cleanse? When we are loaded down with toxins, oftentimes it prevents our bodies from performing at an optimal level, right? So therefore keeping us stuck in an undesired state. Wouldn't you agree that we are completely surrounded by chemicals, right? We have chemicals everywhere in our lives. They're in the air we breathe, the food we eat, the products we use on our skin, the stress and emotions that we feel, right? That stressful drive to work, that stressful day at work, that stressful feeling that you, when you beat yourself up because you didn't do something just right. All of those things create toxic load on our bodies, okay? More so, the environment around us is just inundated with this stuff. So according to the National Resource Defense Council, more than 80,000 chemicals currently used in the United States must have not been most have not been adequately tested for their effects on human health. That's kind of scary, right? They're not regulated. Most of them have not been tested on what they do to us. And as we're studying certain things, we are finding that they can be harmful to us in a very dangerous manner. If you are overweight, you are toxic by definition, because toxins love fat cells. They like to go in there and they like to stay there. And as you lose weight, those toxins, so like as you imagine your fat cells as a big circle, and then as you lose weight, that circle, like a sponge, like squeezing out the sponge, it gets smaller, right? And as if you can imagine for a moment a sponge that's been dried out, it's smaller, right? Okay, imagine, keep that picture in your mind. Okay. And as they've been squeezed and as those fat cells have gotten smaller, those toxins then are released into your bloodstream. Okay. Now, if they are not adequately supported to exit your body, then what happens? They reabsorb back into your body, right? And then they have a harmful effect on your metabolism. And then it makes it even harder for you to lose weight, right? So imagine that dried sponge. Now guess what? It can fill back up and absorb those toxins, okay? And then what happens? You're just on that dieting roller coaster and that emotional roller coaster. What we're going to talk about today is the natural ways to cleanse and restore your health. So we're going to talk about these most important parts in doing a healthy removal of the toxic load on your body, okay? First, we're going to talk about nutrition. That's my baby right there, right? Nutrition, nutrition, nutrition. Hydration, essential oils, again, because I love them. Essential oils that support a healthy liver and digestive function and the body's natural ability to eliminate toxins. We're not doing anything our body can't do. We're just supporting the natural process that our body does to eliminate the toxins, okay? We're going to talk about healthy digestion, why that's important, getting moving, managing stress, removing harmful chemicals and synthetics. Okay, so here we go. Nutrition. Nutrition is my baby, and I'm going to put a plug in there. I am a nutrition coach and work with physicians that actually from all over, from as far as Wisconsin to Arizona to California. They refer their clients to me. I do take virtual clients. I find that that works with my clients because we're busy. We don't necessarily have time to go into an office. So with nutrition, though, we find that I have found not one diet works for everybody the same, right? You hear about paleo, you hear about vegan, you hear about the zone diet. I'm looking at diet books that I have on my shelves, and there's hundreds, right? We're just confused about nutrition and what the right nutrition is. And I'm here to tell you what the right nutrition is. And it is so simple that all of this information that we've received for so many years has just confused us. And the reality is, you are a bio-individual body. Your body is not going to respond the same way that somebody else's body responds. You truly have to get in touch with what works for you, and the way you do that is you slow down and you notice. But we're just busy, right? So how do we slow down and we notice? Okay, those are the type of things on the side that we'll talk on in more detail. But today I just really want to get through on how you can do this natural detox, okay? So nutrition, you're going to first and foremost eat whole foods, preferably organic, because again, we want to remove all of those chemicals out of our system, or do the best that we can, right? So as we're doing this, remember, do the best that you can. Eat whole foods. So what is a whole food? I don't necessarily mean Whole Foods grocery store, which they have an awesome selection of items, but we're talking about whole foods, foods that are in their natural state from the earth. For example, a grain of rice is a whole food. Green leafy vegetables, they're whole foods. Apples versus applesauce or apple juice, right? Compared to, let's say, like a granola bar that has a ton of different ingredients in them. It's been processed. Preferably, you want to eat whole foods that are minimally processed. I would like to even say not processed at all, but it's not a perfect world, and I understand that sometimes we need those support of some of the foods that are processed. And if you'd like to know maybe some of my favorites, I'll give you some of those as well. But not all products are created equal. And so what you want to be looking for is something that has 5 ingredients or less on the label. So preferably eat an apple. You don't need the applesauce, right? Or the apple juice. Eat the apple. The apple is better. It has the fiber that is going to keep you full longer, and it's going to help absorb the toxins and help them remove from your body. Don't eat anything with ingredients that you cannot pronounce, right? If you can't say what it is, you probably don't want to put it in your body, okay? The other thing is ask yourself, am I following a perfect diet? Am I eating all organic? Am I growing everything out of my backyard where, you know, the nutrients and vitamins are at their fullest? Probably not, right? I know the value and I'm not, right? It doesn't happen. So I take a natural supplement that replaces the nutrients and vitamins that you may not be getting. Our soil has just chemical residue on it, even those that are trying to be organic, right? So there are some things there that you cannot avoid. But what you want to do is you want to get your body in a state that it's optimally functioning, right? That's the whole goal for detox, is to get your body in a state where it is just a fine-tuned machine, right? Just functioning optimally, doing its job well, and has support, because we are in a high stress time, right? There's just a lot of stress all around us. Information is coming at us quickly. We're on go. I mean, look at us. We're already almost 7 months into 2016. Is that crazy? I think it's crazy. I'm like, wow, where did this year go? We're going to be in Christmas in what? August, September, October, November, December. 5 months Christmas will be here, right? So I would think that you would all agree with that. We're just in fast times, and we don't necessarily always eat the right foods that we should. And so taking supplements, and I'm talking good quality, not the ones you can just go buy at the grocery store, because they are not the same quality. Quality is important. You want the best for your body. And if it means giving up something else that is no longer serving you, whether it means maybe you go to Starbucks once a day. What is that trip? $5? If you're doing that 5 times a week, that's $25. Times 4, that's $100 a month on harmful, processed, unhealthy things. Why not reinvest that money into something that's going to support your health? So the next thing, we're going to talk about hydration, right? We all know we should be drinking more water. So how can you drink more water? Maybe, for me, I add some of the certified pure therapeutic grade doTERRA essential oils into my water to make it taste better. So when I get kind of bored and I don't want to drink so much water, I just put some drops in there and it just tastes better. Warning, do not put any other essential oils in your water, please. It is not the same. You can ask me later. We can talk about it. You need to be drinking at least half your body weight in ounces, not to exceed 100 ounces. So a 150-pound woman would need to drink 75 ounces a day. Okay. Another thing you could do is you can add a pinch of sea salt to your water. It helps your body to more readily absorb it. You're going to want to drink clean, preferably filtered water. Now note, plastic bottled water is more harmful for you than drinking tap water. Why? Because those plastic bottles, during shipping, during processing. They're sitting out there in the sun and they're leaching that plastic into your water and you're drinking it. So preferably I would like to see you drinking water out of a glass, out of a glass water bottle, stainless steel water bottle, or porcelain. And especially when this next we're going to talk about is adding lemon to your water. In a glass, it's a stainless steel or porcelain, it is absolutely non-negotiable because the lemon is actually designed to go in and just eat up synthetics. There's this fun little thing I do with the balloon that we can blow up the balloon and we put 1 drop of doTERRA's lemon oil and it pops the balloon because it goes in and it just destroys the synthetics. And if you put that in plastic, it's going to do that and it's going to eat at it and then you're going to drink that plastic. So do not use lemon in plastic, okay? And lemon water is a natural way to support your body's ability to cleanse. But even just hydrating, if you just start to drink a lot more water, you will see things like your skin begins to glow, your brain fog begins to not so prevalent, little things like that where you don't think about it, where maybe you're just thirsty or you get these cravings, right? Drink some water. Or when you're getting ready to have a meal, drink some water. Do not drink your water with your meal because you want your digestive juices flowing, and we'll talk about that as well. Essential oils. Essential oils are an amazing way to detox our system. If you remember me talking about if we don't support our organs to release the toxins, we reabsorb them back into our bloodstream. We don't want to do that because you're not, I mean, why would you do that? Why would you spend the money for a detox and then not be able to get the results that you were looking for because you don't necessarily have the right tools? Well, essential oils are a fantastic tool, right? It's a great way to remove the synthetics in your life. Synthetics in your life are harming you. So you want to be maybe using natural products. So like for me, I just got out of the shower this morning and I used my fractioned coconut oil with a drop of tangerine and a drop of spearmint, and it just enlivened my senses so I wasn't so tired. And that was my lotion for the day, right? I didn't have to use any chemicals. Those were all natural. Those are things that I would eat. And so when you're thinking about the products that you're putting on yourself, would you ingest them? Would you take them into your body? If not, then maybe it's time to rethink some of those, because so many of our things can be, so many of the synthetics that we're using can be replaced with natural products, right? There's cleaning supplies, laundry detergents, floor cleaners, counters. You know, when you think about it, the residue is left on our dishes when we eat after running them through the dishwasher, right? The residue is left on the floor. If you have a baby that's crawling on the ground, that baby is taking them up into his or her body, right? Anything we put on our skin is absorbed into our body, okay? And so really be thinking about that. Your skincare, your wellness products, those things all can be replaced with essential oils. There's a funny, there's a coined phrase. We say, I've got an oil for that, or I have an oil, or there's an oil for that. There literally is an oil for almost everything, right? Only use certified pure therapeutic grade essential oils. There's strict testing, and you've probably heard where some of them are therapeutic grade, like your food grade essential, like peppermint essential oils. The thing that's different with doTERRA is, and the ones that I recommend, is that they go through strict testing, not only what's not in them, but what is in them, right? We want to make sure they're at their purest level and potent enough to do their job. Some of the oils that are good for supporting detox are going to be, and supporting your wellness, is going to be tangerine, rosemary, juniper berry, cilantro, lemon, grapefruit, And lemon, I said lemon twice. I guess lemon's a really good one because it's on here twice. Support your body's natural detoxification system, right? We've talked about it. We're not doing anything our body can't do. We're just supporting those natural detoxification systems. We're supporting your wellness. We're supporting a healthy liver function. We're supporting healthy cleansing function of our liver, the kidneys, colon, lungs, and skin, okay? Speaking of skin, you can do things like dry brushing and not skin, but tongue scraping that removes the toxins, and oil pulling. Some of those little things that really do, especially like the oil pulling in the morning, you've probably heard of that, is with coconut oil. You can add a couple of the essential oils in there so it doesn't taste so bad, and it's even has a greater effect, okay? On to the next, healthy digestion. This, I have to say, is one of the absolute most important things. Whenever the physicians refer their patients to me, this is what we work on. This is the very step we work on, is healthy digestion, okay? We want the toxins to leave the body with ease. If you're removing these toxins, right, out of your system, and they don't have anywhere to go, they're reabsorbing. So we want to make sure their path to exiting the body is good, right? It's healthily functioning. So what we do, there's a couple things that we can do, is you're going to support your healthy breakdown of food with quality digestive enzymes. If you think about it, right? So how many of you are chewing your food one bite 20 to 40 times? My guess is not a whole lot, right? Because again, we're busy. We are busy. And so we don't necessarily chew our food enough that we are using the saliva to break down the carbohydrates. And it's all a process, right? The smell, the chewing, it all starts getting our gut working to digest those foods. The smell triggers a body response. The chewing, even right now thinking about it, my mouth is salivating. And so, and then once it goes down through your system, our body has distinct processes to help you break down those foods. What happens though when you don't break down those foods enough is it creates a problem in your intestines and within your stomach. And so the digestive enzyme is going to help you basically be your chewing power and your stomach acid to be able to break down the proteins and the amylase to be able to break down your carbohydrates and your fat. So it doesn't sit there and just brew and create problems, okay? Just think about food that's been left sitting out and how stinky and nasty it gets. Just imagine that within your, not that that's exactly, but just imagine that picture, why you need to support your digestive system and really break down your foods. A compromised digestive function can result in energy deficiencies, compromised immunities, weight gain, and gastrointestinal discomfort. Remember what I said when those physicians send their patients to me? This is where we focus, and this is where you're going to get the most profound effect if we can get a healthy digestive system going, okay? And we absolutely can. I've seen amazing things with my clients. But the key is to knowing how and really what nutritional supports you have available to you, okay? So one of the things that you do is you clean out your GI tract with, so we want a healthy functioning with healthy bacteria and not so much of the not so good bacteria, okay? And you're gonna clean out your GI tract with oregano oil, So these are essential oils that you would use. Oregano, melaleuca, lemon, lemongrass, peppermint, and thyme. And we're going to just keep on going with this digestion because this is so, so important. I need you to get this. Because if your digestion system is not functioning correctly, that food that you're eating is not being absorbed by your body right, and so you're not getting your nutrients, you're not getting the vitamins that you need, and so then it begins to affect other areas, and that's why we see it in some of what we talked about as far as our energy and even our skin, right? Don't we all want to look younger and glowing and vibrant? And getting and repairing our digestive system will help us with that appearance. Eat and take a good quality fiber. So you heard me earlier talk about eating an apple versus eating applesauce. That fiber in an apple will help to absorb that toxin that you're releasing into the body and help you, well, poop it out, right? So we don't want it sitting in there. We want it to get out of our system, and that fiber will help you absorb it and remove it from your body. We want you to be eating probiotic-rich foods like sauerkraut, kombucha, and there's a new one out that I just love. It's by Kavita, I believe, and it's a sparkling probiotic, and it tastes like soda, and it's kind of not like soda because I don't really love soda. I used to love soda, but now it's like, ew, it tastes like soda. But it's got that fizz of a soda, but so many health benefits without added sugars that a lot of times I see. I put here, avoid yogurt, because you've heard like, oh, I eat yogurt, it's got all those probiotics. Yes, however, they've added all the sugar, which works against you. So I prefer some of these that I'm mentioning here. And if you're brave and want to do your own probiotic, your own sauerkraut, brew your own kombucha, all for it. Otherwise, you can take a good quality probiotic, which is what I do, which I love the idea of creating my own, but I'm just not that mom. I'm just too busy to sit down and do those things, at least because I can find placement in doing that. So good quality probiotic, which is an absolute must. Not all of them are created equal. And after the webinar, I will be sending you a list of some of my favorites that I do recommend. The next slide is get moving. So your exercising naturally cleanses your blood. When you move more, your blood pumps faster throughout your body. Sweat is a natural way to remove toxins, right? So an exercise doesn't mean go out and run a marathon. It doesn't mean go out and, hit the gym and lift weights and do all of those type of things. It means do something you love, right? Some of the women I know, they love jazzercise classes, or go to a boot camp, or, hire a personal trainer. Go get yourself in that gym and do what you got to do, and get the support that you need to help you follow through on those things. Sometimes, even gardening. I mean, I know I'm sore when I'm out there doing yard work. I get sore because I'm using muscles that I wouldn't normally use. Yoga is an excellent way to cleanse the body, right? A lot of those moves are meant to twist and compress those organs to squeeze a lot of the toxins out. So I highly recommend yoga. Manage stress. Stress has an emotional and physical effect on our bodies. We talked a little bit about that, right? So when we have feelings of anxiousness, fear, and tension, our body creates the fight or flight defense, releasing hormones into our bloodstream. So you've heard of it, right? The fight or flight. Excuse me. And it's our body's response, right? To preserve our life. It does it, right? So, oh my gosh, there's a fire, we have to get out. So it gives all of our energy to be able to run away, and it takes away from our other organs to be able to do that, to give all of our energy and adrenaline into running out of that place. But what happens when we're in that constant state because of stress, because somebody cut us off on the freeway, or because we're running late for something, or we're trying to get the kids out the door? then it's not so beneficial. Our bodies are not meant to be in that constant state of mind. Okay? Take 15 minutes a day to meditate, write a gratitude journal, believe in something greater than yourself that helps you in life. Something that brings you peace during times of trouble. So for me, something profound for me in being able to find a greater peace than I can provide myself is that I have a belief in Heavenly Father and Jesus Christ. Knowing that the Holy Ghost resides within me and guides my ways takes a lot of that pressure off of me, right? I don't have to do this all on my own. I have support all around me. Detox your life of unhealthy relationships, okay? It is said that we become like the 5 people we spend the most time with. So choose your tribe wisely. If there's somebody that's constantly draining you when you're around them, maybe don't spend so much time around them. Spend your time with people, women that are going to uplift you and challenge you to be better. If money is a stress factor, and for most of it, it is, rethink your priorities and do something different, right? Ask yourself, am I open to other income-producing activities, right? Are you fulfilled in your career, in your home? Are you serving others? If not, talk to me about how I can help to make a successful 6-figure business working from home. Helping other women improve their health and finances and their joy. That's what I do. That's what I love, right? So if you're in a place in your career that you're not happy, change it. Talk to me. I will help you. This is what I do. There are many, many women successful in doTERRA, raising families, working from home, and serving others, which is the most rewarding career that I can think of. And it's on your own time. So talk to me about that. Really talk to me about that if that's something that really resonates with you. Remove the fake stuff. So this really should have been at the beginning, but stop using synthetics and harmful chemicals. Many have been proven to promote cancer, disrupt hormones, and create behavior issues. There is a better way. Use high-quality natural products that you could eat. Baking soda, vinegar, certified pure therapeutic doTERRA essential oils, coconut oil, and so on. Each week, I include an essential oil recipe to replace synthetics. So watch your newsletters. There's always something. Like this week, I put in there an after sun soothing spray, right? We love to go out on the boat and be out on the lake and in the sun, go into the beach. And sometimes it's not so comfortable afterwards. So I have this spray that I use. It's all natural. So I feel okay I feel wonderful putting it on my kids. Plus it's cooling, so when you're hot. So get with me after the webinar to help you get started on your restorative path and answer any specific questions you may have about using essential oils in your home. So today I will, right? So this is what I want you to ask yourself, okay? What will you choose? You are the creator of your life. Your decision shapes the outcome of what your life looks like. I invite you to take a look at your answers that you wrote down in the beginning. Maybe write a little bit more down. Write a little bit more, right? Take that quiet time before you rush off after the webinar. Take your time and write these things down. Are you open to change? Did you hear something today that resonated with you? Is it time to improve the food you eat? Do you need to take better care of you? In doing so, can you care for those around you in a more efficient way? I always think about the stewardess or the flight attendant that tells us to put the mask on ourselves, right, in the event of an emergency. Put that mask on yourself before you help the person next to you, because if you don't have what you need, you cannot take care of that person. Are you open to a better way of being, a better way of feeling? Is my job draining me? Then ask yourself, am I open to a home-based business? We are not victims of our lives. We can choose a different way. The most important step in changing your life is to decide. I had to decide that I no longer wanted to feel the way I was feeling. Marie Folio, she says, everything is figure-outable, right? If you're done feeling this way, then make the decision and find the support you need. Okay? I would be honored to support and mentor you on your journey. Let's talk, right? So today, just for being on this call, on this webinar, each of you is going to receive a gift as my thank you for attending today's webinar. You're going to get a free 20-minute breakthrough session with me. That's $150 value. So I encourage you to make this appointment, okay? I will help you get really clear on what areas of your life you want to improve and maybe what's stopping you from doing it, right? We have blocks that sometimes we can't see. There's this fun little exercise. I know we've run out of time, but I really just stick your finger right to the tip of your nose and see if you can see the tip of your finger. You can't, right? A lot of times the things that are right in front of us, we just can't see. So a coach, somebody like me, is something that helps draw that out of you. So take advantage of this offer and set up your 20 minutes with me. You will also receive a free 5-day Nourish the Gift Detox that includes a list of all my favorite top quality supplements and the only recommended essential oils that I trust and use. These are the exact products that I use to help me cleanse and restore my health. These are the only products I use in my home, right? This is all I use on my children, on myself, nothing but the best, and these are the best, okay? My last parting message with you is, and I want you to see my face for this. So we're gonna go right over here, because this is a message I really want you to see me say, okay? You are in exactly the right place at this very moment. You can manifest great things in your life. You just have to decide, right? In fact, it is my belief that we were absolutely created to do great things. We are not meant to just sit and hide and be fearful in our lives. We are meant to be out there serving others, impacting other people. As moms, we've been trusted with the care of our children, and I feel like it's our duty to be the best version of ourselves to be able to do that. You are a child of God, right? And whatever that belief is for you, whatever God means to you, okay? You are a child of God, right? You were created in love. And that Creator wants you to live a life full of love and joy. I know for myself, I didn't think that that was the case because of the things that I grew up hearing and some of the things that I experienced in my life, but we truly are meant to be happy. And so I really encourage you to have that belief within yourself that you're allowed to be happy. You are meant to find joy, and you are meant to do great things, if not just the greatest thing in your own home with your children, right? A healthy and happy mom raises healthy and happy children, okay? So I encourage you now, I want to share with you ways to get in contact with me. You can email me at support@nourishthegift.com. Let me show you this so you can see it. Where are we? Share. Okay. Email me at support@nourishthegift.com. My website is nourishthegift.com. You can sign up for my newsletters there so that you can receive weekly recipes for essential oils, recipes for good, wholesome nutrition that the entire family will love. You will get encouragement there. And then for your free breakthrough session, what you're going to do is you're going to go to nourishthegift.com/free consult. And I want to encourage you, because this is a $150 value that I charge for new people to have this time with me. So take advantage of it. It's only going to be good for the next 2 days, and then it's no more. So that doesn't mean you have to have your appointment in the next 2 days, but go and find a time that works for you and book that appointment with me. And it's all virtual. It's via telephone or Skype or Zoom, so we can talk face to face. But my goal is really to support you as a busy woman, a busy mom in your life, and to help you on your health journey. So I hope that you've enjoyed this webinar, and I look forward to hearing from you. So shoot me a Facebook message, an email, or schedule that breakthrough session so that we can, stop sharing, so that we can help you lead a healthier, happier life. All right, guys, you guys have a good one. It was super fun today. I'm so glad that I stepped out of my comfort zone, and I hope that you've benefited from it. And there's blessings and health and happiness, and I hope that you find those soon. All right, bye, guys.